Alright, welcome back. In this video, we're going to go over naming the side chains of alkanes. So finally, a face cam. It's a face reveal. I didn't want to wait till like 10,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers. I chose 349 subscribers to do a face reveal. So, like and subscribe. So in the last video, we went over naming the parent chains of alkanes. So if you haven't watched that video, please watch that one, because it's going to make a lot more sense doing this video. So now we're on to the side chains. So think about a tree. A tree has the main trunk to it, and that's what we call the parent chain. Now, attached to the actual trunk are branches, and those branches are like the side chains, and that's what we're talking about. Here's an example. The green part here in this molecule is the main parent chain, or the longest chain in the molecule. The red parts are the substituents, or side chains. Naming the side chains is a little different than the actual parent chain, but it's not hard at all. It's actually pretty easy. Now, a little disclaimer. We'll only be doing the side chains that are alkanes. So substituents, or side chains, that are only comprised of carbons and hydrogens are called alkyl groups. There are a bunch of side chains out there, like they have oxygens attached to them, nitrogens, metals, bunch of things. But we don't care about that in this video. We'll get to it when we get to it. But in this video, we're doing the easiest basic things, and those are alkyl groups. On the left-hand side is a little cheat sheet on how to name them. And the only thing you need to know is the number of carbon atoms on the side chain represents the name of them. So for example, if the side chain itself only has one carbon atom, we call this a methyl group. If it has two carbon atoms, we call this an ethyl group. 3 carbon atoms, then it's a propyl group, and so on. Let's do an example here. So the green part is the parent chain. Let's talk about this top piece right here, this side chain. It has 2 carbon atoms attached to it. One here and one here. We do not include the one attached to the parent group. So it has 2 carbon atoms away from the parent chain. And since 2 carbon atoms corresponds with ethyl, this is called an ethyl group. Ethyl group. The one on the bottom here has 3 carbon atoms, 1, 2, and 3. So this is called a propyl group. The one over here only has 1 carbon atom. So this is a methyl group. Now a little heads up. We're not going to be naming the entire molecule in this video. The reason is because my philosophy is to teach this. The best thing to do is do step by step. First, learn how to name the parents, the parent chain. Then learn how to name the side chains. And then you can learn how to actually name the full molecule. So let's do some practice problems. Identify and name all the substituents, or side chains. Here's the first molecule. The first thing you do is identify what the parent chain is. So what is the longest carbon chain here? To me, I think it's this. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think it's that. Let's see. Yes, it is. Okay, so the green is the parent chain. The reds are what's left. That's not included in the parent chain. And those are the side chains. The first side chain here is this. It's only comprised of 1 carbon atom. So this is immediately a methyl group. You should know. This would also be a methyl group. This one has 2 carbon atoms to it. Remember, do not include the one attached to the parent chain. So this is an ethyl group. So would this be? Same thing. And the one on the top would be a methyl group. Now, what is this parent chain's name? So to do this, we count the number of carbon atoms in the parent chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is 9 carbon atoms. Sorry, my numbers are like all weird. So this is called non-ane. That's the parent chain, not the entire name of the molecule. We're going to do that next video. Actually, it's going to be a challenge problem for the next slide. But to actually, the video on it will be next video, I think. Okay, what about this one? This one looks, a little complicated. The parent chain is this. This part right there. Ta-da! So to name the side chains, this top one has 2 carbon atoms, so this is an ethyl. This is a methyl. This is an ethyl. Now, what about this? What do you think, how do we name this? What do you think? Well, you may be thinking, okay, wait a second, so we have 2 carbon atoms coming from the same place, right? Same parent chain area, same carbon here. What do we do? Is this an ethyl group? This is actually 2 methyl groups. So this is a methyl here and a methyl here. It's branching out into 2 separate branches from the same location. So we separate them. 2 branches, 2 groups. 2 side chains, rather. This is not one group here. Since it's branching off at the same point, but 2 different branches, 2 different groups. So they're both methyls. So it's not too bad. Here's a challenge problem. Name this molecule, the actual full name of it. This molecule is a pheromone for moths. It's a sex pheromone in moths. It's a very simple molecule, actually. It's very straightforward. It's just a bunch of carbon atoms and hydrogens. So what's this first step? The first step is, number 1, name the parent chain. So this parent chain has 4, 5, go back to kindergarten here. If you recall your kindergarten knowledge, it's got to number all of these carbon atoms. This parent chain has 17 carbon atoms. Oof, pretty big. So how do we name this? How do we name the parent chain? Well, think about this. If 10 carbon atoms, if 10 carbons equals a decane, and 7 carbon atoms equals a heptane, if we combine both of them, 17 carbon atoms equals a heptadecane. That's kind of the shortcut to remembering this. So now we have a heptadecane, but what about this side chain here? Well, we automatically know this is a methyl group because it only has 1 carbon here. 1 carbon. So it's automatically a methyl group. We got that. Done. But how do we name this? Well, notice the methyl group is attached to the 2nd carbon in the parent chain. There's a way of naming the parent chain. Actually, there's a way of numbering the parent chain. But in this video, we're just going from left to right. There's an actual proper way, which we'll get into later. But just for now, left to right. So this methyl group is attached to the 2nd carbon in the parent chain. So the way we name this is 2-methyl heptadecane. Heptadecane because this is the parent chain, which we solved here. And the 2-methyl is telling you the methyl group is on the 2nd carbon in the parent chain. So it's always written as the number dash side chain followed by the parent chain here. It's not too bad. It's going to get more complicated next video. But this is like the basics here. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Until next time, later.